Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is RKM 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports at One.
Welcome everybody up to the hills here in Virginia. We are at Martinsville Raceway for some short track action here tonight. This is the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series, and this race is brought to you by RKM Setup Shops. All your short track needs, you can talk to them and they will definitely help you out. I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing today, man?
Good, man. Looking forward to some short track action under the lights tonight. This is one of those tracks that's notorious for creating some hurt feelings, and some of these guys may be creating some memories and some adversaries tonight. So, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of action on the track. It's short, like we said, and looking forward to this one. Been looking forward to it for a while. I'm not sure all the drivers have, but I know we have.
Yeah, and down there on pit road is Mr. Adam Turner. And Adam, I'm going to assume you probably see just about every single pit member down there with a hammer, right?
You bet your life on that one. And did you just say fighting English? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see fireworks. I think there's going to be some good rivalries. I think we already have rivalries here, and we'll talk about that throughout the race. But, yeah, there's going to be some people that aren't real happy with the racing here, and there could be some arguments and whatnot. But that's kind of what happens at a little short track, you know. The quickest laps are in the 19-second range, so 19 and a half. So, man, it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. Thanks to RKM Setup Shop for sponsoring this race.
Yeah, on a short track it is. Just the half-mile paperclip here. Doing a good old night race, because that's how short track should be run, is on Saturday night under the lights. And our key to the race is going to be use your space. There is not a lot of space out there, so when you get some, you definitely got to use it.
Yeah, you got to manage every bit, a little bit of space that you have around you, especially going into turns, and to some extent coming off the turns too, because as these tires see some wear, you may want to try to diamond each end of this track, but you may end up pushing into somebody above you. We know that the iRacing spotter is pretty good, but if it lags even just a little bit, you may not hear it call out somebody above you before it's too late.
As we are now under qualifying, seeing quite a few people put in really good times, and I think it's just a matter of not screwing up that first lap and making sure you have that momentum for a second one, as we see Alan Dixon beating out Greg Klein by like 100th of a second, with Mike Simone basically tying Greg Klein's time. So these guys are going to be running a very, very tight group, as Pete Van Sprundle comes in with a fantastic time.
Yeah, old sneaky Pete Van Sprundle there with a 19.57. I don't know. I'm kind of curious how this is going to shake out, you know. 0 fast repairs, 80% fuel. We're in Virginia, Barnesville. These guys, you know, they don't do too much short track racing, so it should be some interesting things that happen throughout the night. We're missing a few key drivers as well, English. I think with the leader of this league, Mr. Tabor Mowry, he's not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, he's moving. Manny's on vacation. And then the rest of the drivers, I don't know if it's because it's Martinsville and a bunch of people are going to take a provisional. But there's a few guys out here that ain't scared. They're going to get out here and make the best of it. Hopefully get a few more cars joined in. What do we got? What's the car count up to there, Alan? About 16?
About 16 cars, which I think for a short track, you really don't want too many more than probably we'd say 25. But
16 cars might make a good race then.
It might make a good race. The biggest problem is coming off of turns 3 and 4 there. Is you have that pit wall on that inside, and if someone spins out and hits that wall, it's going to block the track for anybody behind them.
Yeah, there's not much room here. But hey, I mean, who cares? Let's do it. Are you saying the guys that didn't show up are scared? English? Are these guys scared?
No,
Midwest
that's not
Days of
what I
Thunder
meant.
guys scared? Are they scared?
The
I
views
don't-
of Alan English do not reflect the views of
Yeah.
M.TV. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and use that same, but use my name.
that
But
disclaimer out.
yeah, put the disclaimer out. But no, man. I mean, we're in the middle of the summer. People are doing their own family things and whatnot. So, we got quite a battle though as far as the series standings. So I think that's going to play into it. I think there's going to be some guys like Manny. You know, he might miss out a little bit on some points here because that's what it's all about, the season standings and the playoffs. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Of course, you caught me with my pants down a little bit, and I don't got the standings
well,
up.
I have it up. Okay.
Hey,
so
there you go.
look-
Talk away, bud.
So we have Justin Malarkey's currently in first, and Eric Fiorillo is second, Manny Valdez in third, and those guys aren't here, so they're going to go down in points just because they're not here, obviously. So there's some people that can move up, kind of people near that cut line, like Justin Barkley, Michael Buckley. Is he in this race tonight, Michael Buckley?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
All right. Well, then Greg Klein, Matt Vorn, Stephen McComas, Alan Fry. Those guys can all make some moves tonight. Just because there's a couple guys that couldn't race.
Yeah, and I mean, so someone on that outside, you've got Mr. Michael Pimpere. He's on the outside looking in as of right now, but he is here at this race. So not only could he get some good points here, but I mean, this is just about anybody's race, as it kind of gets down to it. And so we're just going to have to see how things shake out as our drivers prepare to jump on to that grid, getting ready to go. You got Pete Van Sprundle with a great qualifying effort, winning pole position here today with Lance Hill starting in second. You got Alan Dixon there in third with Greg Klein starting in fourth. In fifth, you got Mike Simone with Anthony Fry on his outside. Matt Forns is going to be starting us here in seventh with Justin Malarkey in eighth. In ninth will be Justin Barkley, and rounding out your top 10 will be Mr. Michael Pimpere.
The 98 of Isaac Degner will be rolling off 11th tonight. The 70 of Stephen McComas in 12th. The 26 of Michael Buckley in 13th. The 8 of John Nidick will be starting 14th. And two other cars that didn't put in a qualifying time will be starting in the back. The 47 of Texas Travis Eccles in 15th, and the 96 of our beloved angry idiot, Derek Schimmel.
Not only beloved angry idiot, he's a birthday boy. Look at that guy's paint scheme.
Oh, that's right. He's got a
Boy,
birthday
he's
coming up.
he's living it up in California. He's probably got to pay taxes on his birthday, but that's no big deal.
Yeah.
So, happy birthday to Derek, and let's roll it. I see we have John Nidick. Do we not have Joe?
We do not
Right.
have
I
Joe.
see Joe out there.
Now, he's going to miss out in the point standings as well, so this could be a big one for these guys.
Yeah, but I mean, again, so Eric, this is a race he's probably going to want to have back because of how small the field is. You don't know who the winner's going to be, and Eric's still up there in the second, but without a win. Same thing with Joe Nidick. It's a bummer he's missing out because he's sitting there in fourth without a win as well. So these guys are kind of banking on that they're having some good points results here as the pace car comes down to kind of get into this championship. But we're getting ready to go racing. The flag man is ready. We're ready. These drivers are ready. And away we go with Pete Van Sprundle leading us off and spinning the tires right off the bat. And we got already a huge pileup.
Parking lot in 3.
Yeah, well, that's something we
Or
don't
one,
normally
sorry.
see with these guys. They're actually the top tier of Midwest Days of Thunder, and it just got antsy, loose, a little loose there, and it happens. So get a reset, check it all out. Hopefully nobody's damaged too much. And,
It
hopefully
looked like it got enough speed to really make any damage, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so. And hopefully Tabor's grandmother is watching tonight. She's probably not because he's not here. But shout out to everybody that's watching. And if anybody has any comments, send them to Mr. English. He's going to read them for us.
We're getting that right now. We got Alan Kewins on YouTube saying, "Let's go, Derek and Greg." He's pulling for the Angry Idiots teammates. And Dan D had a couple of watching emojis in YouTube. He's getting ready to watch this thing unfold when we go back green. Bunch of comments on Facebook. Looks like this might be... Yeah, this is Tabor. Tabor couldn't be there. He said, "Let's go, Latte." Wish I could be there. Got to go pick up my things. He's moving back to college to start his new year at college. Michelob's got Stephen Wood pulling for him. Actually not, but he said blank Michelob, LOL. Chef Boyardee said, "Let's go Chef Boyardee Racing."
Yeah, I don't know who's on Chef Boyardee Racing here today. Also, Michelob is not racing here tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because that would be a sight to see. A gentleman who typically races at plate tracks on one of the shortest tracks.
Gentlemen, we use that term loosely as well.
Yeah, he'd make it work. He'd make it work, no problem. So, man, I'd love to see him out here. Come on, jump in. Let's have some fun, Michelob.
But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of cars with damage out there. And I mean, Alan Dixon, even though he's the leader, his front end's all crumpled up. He's gonna have to watch for some overheating issues. Same thing with Greg Klein. He was able to slide up into second. He's got some front end damage as well. So we'll have to see if these cars are going to be able to beat and bash each other, or if they're going to die.
Well, a comment I read was on a different stream. I guess we're streaming to M.TV.
Oh no! Oh, bummer. Well, that's my bad.
And I apologize. I have a new microphone because I have sponsors and whatnot, and I was talking to my dog over here. I had to get it under control.
Didn't even hear it. So Derek Schimmel wrote in on the stream that I finally found. It says, "Hell yeah, let's go racing." The stream tonight's on M.TV Facebook page if y'all are looking for it on another platform, as we're going green here.
As we're going back to green flag racing, you got Alan Dixon and Greg Klein up on that front row. Let's see if we can not spin our tires here, gentlemen, which they do not. And side by side they go down into turn number one. Looks like Greg on that outside getting a pretty good jump, but that inside line is going to be able to carry a little bit more on that exit. So still side by side as Greg makes the entry work really well for him, but Alan Dixon is able to hang on to it with that inside, and behind them they're kind of all single filed out, giving each other a little bit of space, which is, well, what you kind of want to see. But
woo!
Oh, we got three wide back there.
The 27 about went around. He saved it.
Red Stick Mike Simone, he's got a different paint job this week.
Yeah, son Ryan's pulling for him on social media. We just saw a message from him saying, "Go Dad." So
yeah, Greg Klein was able to get around Alan Dixon, so he is now gonna be your leader with a nice clean track in front of him. And I don't know if this is gonna be a track where a lot of passing is gonna happen, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. And what is Matt Forns in the Rainier Beer Car doing up? He's way up front in the third place. This is something we don't normally see from this gentleman.
Now, this is one of those perks. We've got a smaller field, so those people that typically don't either finish too well or, just typically don't end up near the front. We're going to see some of those names up there tonight.
yeah, Alan Dixon's still sticking with Greg Klein up here after Klein made that pass on the outside. Do you think that's a recurrent theme we're going to see a lot tonight? People trying to pass on the outside, even though it's a little bit farther around. It looks like you can get a little bit more grip.
As Lance Hill was able to get around Isaac Degner pretty easily there. But yeah, I don't know. It's I think on
the sticks is around. It's Lance. He's around on the front stretch right before the start-finish line. Not sure if he had help or not.
I don't know what happened to him there. He must have gone full cowboy, but looked like he just kind of lost it a little bit.
That's what I was telling you guys to just watch out on, is coming out of turn 4 there. And man, oh man, did that thing spin right around. Thankfully, he wasn't going quite fast enough to get into a wall, but that will bring out our second caution of the race.
Yeah, 0 fast repair, 80% fuel, so tires are going to be the issue here. Oh, mac and cheese, 22, Justin Barkley's coming down on the pit road. I don't know what he's up to, but he probably wants some tires, I'd imagine.
Yeah, you definitely could. I don't know how much fresh tires are going to help you here. I mean, they're going to help a bit, right? I mean, as always, no matter what, newer tires are going to be better than older tires, but we haven't run that many laps under green flag here, so I don't think it's going to help them out all that much.
Yeah. Travis Eccles, 47 car as well. There's 73 cars down here too, so I don't know what Justin Malarkey, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm assuming they have a plan. I mean, it's kind of what you do with your teammates here. And let's talk a little bit about Midwest Days of Thunder. This is the premier series here of Midwest Days of Thunder, the Cup guys, so they've been around a little bit, and they definitely have a plan. And I don't know what it would be, on a short track like this, but, hopefully they stick to it and we can make a good race out of this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for is, it looks like Mike Simone has been in the pits for quite a while now. Let's hope he comes back out onto the track. But, I mean, for the most part, everyone's going to stay on that lead lap for the most part. So, even still, if you end up going a lap down, I don't think it's going to completely ruin your race. We're probably going to have enough cautions that as you're losing them, you should be able to get them back.
Yeah, Sneaky Pete Van Spremo and Lance Hill just got out of the pit, so I don't think they lost anything there. They're probably just getting it all fixed up.
Surprised Lance got out of there before they closed the pit exit. That had to have been razor thin.
Yes, indeed. And I'm going to ask Mr. English, would you be so kind to share the on the Facebook the M.TV stream to the Midwest, or can you not?
I cannot share on that page.
Okay.
Can post it as a comment on the last post, but that's all it'll let me do.
Gotcha. All right.
It's computer things. I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, so we're now going to have Greg Klein starting on that inside with Alan Dixon on that outside. So we will see now if that outside line really has something to do with it, or if
make
it's
it a different result here. Maybe we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see as the pace car is rolling down a pit road, and the green flag's waving, and down into turn number 1 we go. Looks like Greg Klein is holding that inside line pretty well, and he's not quite clear of Alan Dixon. In fact, Alan Dixon going very hard and deep into 3 and 4, but that inside line was just that much shorter and quicker around the racetrack that Greg's going to be able to hold on to it, and he's well clear now as Lance goes very wide.
Well,
yeah, if you're going to run short, you might as well run quick, Yeah,
that's interesting. You're going to watch a lot of short and long run stuff here. Wow, I thought Dixon had kind of the jump on Greg there, but he fell quite a bit back, and now we have Matt Fornes out of Washington, the state of Washington, in second place.
And don't look now, you got that 5 of Derek Schimmel, Mr. Birthday Boy, coming up. He's up 11 spots, sitting there in 5th. So,
I talked to him earlier. I mean, for having a birthday, that guy is angry. I don't understand what he's so mad about, but he's moving on up. Maybe he's happy now, finally.
Those taxes, man, make you crazy. We got single file action going around most of the track here now. That's the 6 of Lance. Hill looks like he's diving in on the 98 here. Let's see if he can make this pass on Degner. May have swapped a little bit of paint there.
Bit.
Lance is gonna not quite clear him yet.
And there, now he's clear. And
yeah, you might as well just keep an eye on that guy, Lance Hill. He's gonna be moving up the pack. There's no doubt about it. He's just fast. So hopefully he doesn't take anybody out or nobody takes him out in the process.
And Justin Malarkey now throwing his name into the mix, trying to get around Degner. Degner in that Golf car changed that paint in a few, but it still looks pretty good. And sneaky Pete Van Sprundle looking to make a little comeback as well after that first lap. Whoops.
Yeah, there's only one car right now that's not on the lead lap, and that's the 27 of Michael Simone. Went in to fix a bunch of damage. He's in the pits. Looks like he's still in the pits currently. Been there for about 5 minutes or so. Don't look now. Your big mover of the race so far, your hard charger, is the 96, the birthday boy. Derek Schimmel's up 11 spots.
And we also got Matt Fornes starting to climb up to that bumper of Greg. So we'll see if he's got any answers on a longer run here.
Look at that paint job. I believe Red Stick Mike Simone painted that car. Beautiful paint as he's trying to go. Look like he's.
Oh, Isaac Degner.
Degner's around, and it looks like Travis Eccles may have clipped him after he spun there, but didn't look too serious.
Ooh, we had some contact going on there. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, it looks like Van Sprundle just not checked up quite enough, getting into that rear quarter panel, sending Degner around. Thankfully, all that contact was pretty light, so it wasn't too bad, and Degner's able to roll on. He just kind of lost any momentum that he had during that.
Eric Fiorello on our M.TV stream saying, "Let's go, angry idiots." So the idiots are out tonight, posted on social media.
A couple of them. I wish he could be here to race because I know he'd enjoy it. But let's talk about this league, Midwest Days of Thunder, man. What a great league and setup they have, you know. And they're going to be adding to this, but it's a lot of secret stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff. But right now, as we set, we have an ARCA series, your beginner series. You want to join a league, you're going to join that. You can move up. You can stay there. If you do well enough, you can move up to the Xfinity. And then up here with the Cup guys after you complete the Xfinity series. So really cool setup, good group of guys. There's only a little bit of fighting, and that's probably less than I want. You know, I like to see the fights and whatnot, but these guys are really cool. They usually talk it out after the race. And,
well, you talk about the progression aspect of it. They really shoot to make this racing as real as possible. And another way they do that is with the team concept. You got 4-car max teams here. So it's really cool. They put a lot of thought into how they were going to set this up and allowing teams to pull up drivers, or team owners to pull up drivers from the other two lower series. But it's been pretty successful so far. And they're still looking for drivers. If you want to join this league, look up Midwest Days of Thunder in your iRacing directory. And they're always taking new ARCA drivers, so check it out.
Yeah, and ARCA cars are fun to drive. I mean, you talk about it, and they set up really good schedules. So, I mean, it's just a great environment. You want to get involved in iRacing, simulation, not a game. I mean, this is the place to be. Let's be honest with you. Tabor Mowry put this together, and I love watching these guys. I love being a part of it. You know, I retired from racing because I can't. You know, I'm not very good. I can't see anymore. I'm old. But I really enjoy this, and really kind of what I think is a premier league here in the iRacing series.
Someone we haven't quite mentioned yet would be the 70 of Stephen McComas. He's having a pretty solid night so far. He's up 5 spots, and that car's looking pretty clean. So he's stayed pretty well clear of any craziness that's been going on here as the lights on that pace car turn off. And we're going to get ourselves back to green as I think Matt Forns forgot where that green flag was and had to check up. So Greg's going to get a massive launch off of that restart there. Alan Dixon right behind him, and looks like Derek Schimmel sliding up past him too. So Derek Schimmel now up into third.
Yeah, the outside line kind of had to check up there. Since Forns didn't look like he was ready to go yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, at a track like this, you can only go as fast as the guy in front of you, right? At the beginning of, oh yeah, Lance Hill got loose there.
64 made him loose.
Anthony Fry.
Yeah, Anthony Fry just sent him right up the track. We'll see if that gets returned here.
I hope so. Let's make something happen.
It's like Malarkey on the inside of the 6th. Trying to make some tracks here.
Yeah, the 6th driving it as hard as he can up on that outside line, but man, it is just so difficult to pass, especially if you don't get clear of that inside. I mean, that outside wall comes up really, really quick, and I mean, Malarkey's doing a great job just holding his line down there, but now he's starting to kind of get checked up by Pete Van Sprundle in front of him. So might have a little bit of a pick maneuver kind of going on here as still side by side they go. They've been side by side for a couple laps now.
That's some good racing. Hey,
yeah, it is.
Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle is not giving any ground to anyone. We know this, and these two guys behind him are always in the front, so they're going to have to find their way around him at some point here.
Well, Malarkey, if he stays, but
it's Malarkey's
himself.
Yep. Pushed it too hard, and you know that's racing here. It's so small, so tight. Anything you do is going to bring out a caution, and that's kind of what happened right there. He was just pushing too hard.
I was going to say, that's another name we haven't said too much yet this race. Justin Malarkey, usually not the best at qualifying, but he, during the race, finds his way up through the pack and up towards the front. But today, he is not looking good at all. But this is some good news for Mike Simone, as he's going to be able to get a lap back here and start chipping away at those. I think he's 15 laps down, so
everybody's coming down. A lot of guys coming down.
A lot of guys. Not everybody. Matt Forns is going to lead that group down, but Greg Klein, Alan Dixon, Derek Schimmel, Michael Pimpere, Justin Barkley, and Travis Eccles will stay out.
About half the field.
Yeah, well, Matt's won that. He's won that extra point. This is a points thing. We're all about trying to get into the playoffs, and that's an extra point for Matt. And I think that's probably playing into his mindset right here.
Yeah, so we'll just see who comes off pit road first, and it looks like it's going to easily be Mr. Matt Forns, with Pete Van Sprundle sneaking his way up through with a great pit stop. So
what do you think the time difference is going to be on these top 7 or 8 drivers that didn't pit and the guys that just got fresh rubber?
Oh, maybe a tenth. I don't think it's going to be that much.
Okay. All right.
However, the question is now, what's that on the fuel strategy? With all these cautions coming out, are these guys now able to make it?
Well, you can stretch the fuel really far now, but look at these top 4 guys have not pitted at all yet. So they're going to have to baby it. I don't know, man. I think I would have come in there with 41 lap old tires. Like you said, so many of those were caution laps. They might they might have a car that still feels really good to them right now. So
Okay, and I
it'd
know
be interesting.
I know Greg Klein has a car that feels pretty good to him because he has not given up that lead since he's taken it away. But Alan Dixon is now kind of back up there, and he's going to be starting on that outside. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, for all those people pitting, they have a lot of cars to get through on a short track like this to really make those new tires and whatnots really that worth it.
These last couple of restarts, I was watching the 31 at Dixon, and he'll put up a fight for a lap or so. I think eventually, though, he comes to the realization that, hey, we're just hurting ourselves here. Let's get in line and not let these other cars come up on us and maybe stick their nose in down low. They're just hurting themselves when they're just, trying to wear each other out side by side here. Looks like the pace car is diving off.
Yeah, pace car is diving off, so Greg Klein going to lead us once again to this green flag, which is now waving, and it looks like Lance, he might have jumped that a little bit, so he had to check up and give Greg that kind of spot back. So Greg was able to get around, but Mike Pimpere is now trying to look to the inside of Alan Dixon.
Yeah, they're mixing it up back here. I heard a lot of beating and banging, and it looked like the 96 of Derek Schimmel didn't quite get the jump he wanted on that restart. Got in it just a half second too late, I think. May have checked up a couple guys behind him.
Oh, as saw kind of towards the back there, Isaac Degner tapping the wall on that exit of the turn. So no issues. He was able to kind of keep it rolling, but he got a whole bunch
below
of...
McComas here.
Oh, McComas.
Getting into him.
McComas going up into the wall, and that will bring out our 5th caution.
Some aggressive driving going on here from the 6 and to the 6, as we saw earlier. He's been a part of a few of these cautions and trying to fight his way back up to the front here.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to, by the end of this race, he'll be up front. There's no doubt in my mind, but wow.
Lance just kind of sent that, didn't he?
Here comes Dixon in to get some fresh ones.
Yeah.
Klein stayed out with Pimpere and
Schimmel.
Derek Schimmel as well.
Birthday boy, Derek Schimmel trying to mix it up here. Mike Pimpere out of Maine. Good to see him up front. He runs up front quite a bit in this series as well. Man, this is going to be a long one here. Kind of looking like.
Yeah, Pimpere and even you, Brown, all you guys up there in New England area, y'all better get ready and start. I hope y'all are watching the Weather Channel here. Y'all got a mess coming towards you, I think. Even Pete Van Sprudel up there in New York, it's coming y'all's way.
Yeah, well, you know what the old saying is, you just got to send it.
I think the number 6 just did. So that's what we're doing here. Send it, send it, send it. I wish we had a couple of these guys that are missing out, like Eric Fiorello, Italian Stallion from Arkansas, Tabor Mowry. Corey Wakefield, he's in this league, is he not? He's from Maine as well. We're missing a few guys, so, he'll be back next week. And
I know Fiorello wanted to race tonight, but I think his son has a football event or something going on today, so hey, man, family first, that. There's nothing wrong with taking a provisional and saying, hey, man, can't do it this week. See you guys next week.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this league.
Yeah,
there's no
he's going to point his
penalties.
way anyway.
Yeah, there's no penalties for missing a race because of family. This is all about family. I know we have family members here, Joe and John Neidick and Tabor Mowry. I know they're all related somehow, and we're missing a couple of those guys tonight. So, hey, we're just going to have as much fun as we can here. Martinsville is hard. It's difficult. RKM setup shop 200.
Vicky Hill on YouTube said that the 6 car, he's dealing with COVID right now, but he's never too sick to race. So go Lance.
Lance has the COVID and he's racing like that? Oh, man. Good on him for that. I mean, he's battling through some real things, real life things.
I think Kim and Eccles both have it. And they're both racing here tonight.
Yeah. It happens. I'm glad to see they're doing well. They're well enough to race, so that's awesome.
Eric Fiorello asking on Facebook, no Manny tonight? Like, no, he's on vacation. Looks like we're about to go green here.
I don't know where he is. I'd like to know. He's probably on some beach somewhere having a box of Zaxby's.
As Greg Klein getting ready to take that green flag once again up there at the front. Looks like Mike Pimpere with a really good restart there. He's going to have a run
flying
on that outside, just not quite clear of Greg's bumper yet. So Greg is still putting in a fight up there, but too wide for the lead. And as of right now, Pimpere is going to be able to get a bonus point for leading a lap here.
The 80 and the 8 had to split and go around the 10 of Matt Florence. It looked like he was a little slow. Did you see that, Adam?
Yeah, I was wondering if y'all saw that. Matt Florence just said, hey, I'm not getting involved in this. And Lance Hill, he was kind of mixed in there as well. As him and Sneaky Pete just snuck right past him.
Florence knew that 3 cars weren't going to fit right there, and he wisely backed out.
As
It saved their life.
the 6 of Lance Hill and John Nidick start going at it a little bit there, swapping a little paint, and I think John said, you know what, I'm having a pretty good race going. Let's we'll back her down a little bit.
31 of Dixon still trying to fight his way back up through traffic here as he's having to deal with Malarkey and McComas and the 64 of Fry here.
Ooh, as we got a whole slew of mess going on.
Macaroni Man back here, the 22 of Barkley, just kind of keeping an even pace back here, and I think he's one of those guys that he's going to be in there at the end. I think he's just kind of pacing himself right now and saving himself for later. We got a lot of racing left here to do.
Yeah, we're not even halfway yet. We're just over
Barely
a quarter of the way. As Mr. Michael Pimpere was definitely able to get around Greg Klein on that restart and take a pretty commanding lead there. So,
yeah, those top 3 they must be on the same pit schedule, strategy, whatever you want to call it. But they're going to be working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter out here with these guys behind them on fresh tires.
I think so far their strategy is to never pit. That's what it looks like to me.
as you got Pete Van Sprundle starting to creep up onto that back bumper of Derek Schimmel, looking to get his name back up into that top 3 after starting on the pole position. Looks like he's going to now get a run down that inside, but backed out of it going into that corner. Now they're too wide.
Yeah, birthday boy Derek Schimmel went a little high there in turn 4 and might have cost him position. But, you know, he's on old tires now. They're going to freight train him right here.
Yeah, you had Lance Hill and John Nidick and Pete all get around him, and all of them have slightly newer, well, I can't say slightly, they're definitely newer tires at this point. So the question's going to be, though, is do they have enough tires to go and catch the other 2 that have not pitted quite yet, or... I'm sorry, I got distracted there as we saw the 98 of Degner kind of get a little loose, but was able to hang on to it.
Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot going on in the middle of the field here. We're mostly too wide. They're still pretty close to each other. Nobody really driving away from each other. I think guys are starting to get content just to kind of click off some laps. Let's put some distance between the start of this race and where we're at now so we can be there at the end. Remember, no fast repairs here, so you got to kind of be careful of how much damage you want to take here.
They're kind of settling in for the long haul, seems like now. They got the butterflies out. Everything's sorting out. These guys, we don't see a lot of problems with them usually in this series.
Oh, as we got the aid of John Nidick going to the inside of Lance Hill there. Side by side they go.
He's making him work for it.
That is for sure. And it looks like Lance just able to hang on to it. You can see him pushing that car super, super hard as his tires wanted to break loose, but Pete Van Sprundle has crept up to Greg Klein a little bit here with Michael Pepere kind of driving away from everybody a little bit.
Just saw the 70 get into the back of the 64. I don't think he knew exactly where the 64 was going to break. As looks like both of them trying to get around Buckley here, and
as he got up into Buckley, I don't know how Michael Buckley was able to avoid himself hitting that wall, but good job from him.
Also saw the 47 of Eccles kind of get loose and kind of drive down on that apron just a little bit, but able to save it and regroup and stay with the group here in the back.
Well, as we're talking about that, Lance, and then the number 6 car, Lance Hill, he's coming, but Mr. Nidick, those guys from Ohio, they don't quit. He's
got some contact.
Yeah, a little contact with Sneaky Pete, but John Nidick from Ohio is missing his cousin Joe Nidick. Out there. A little more
contact as Van Sprundle ran a little wide on that corner. So
he's not happy.
Here?
I think he is. This is going to be an interesting battle throughout the rest of the evening.
As
loose.
Lance Hill driving it in a little too hard there, a little too hard on the brakes, got a little loose. Now that's going to open the door for Matt Forns, who didn't quite take it to try to slide up the inside of him. But now you've got John Nidick creeping up on that back bumper of Pete Van Sprundle. Or what's left of that bumper, I should say.
You don't need it here anyway. Look at Greg Klein out there just pumping laps away. He's a professional. Oh, we got somebody turn. Looked like Matt.
It's Matt. Yeah,
Matt
Rainier Beer.
Looked like he lost it in turn 4.
The Vitamin R car is down.
It just losing it coming off the corner. He did hit the wall. Didn't look too bad, though, so he should be able to get that thing fixed up and back out onto the track without too much of a problem.
What's amazing is you called it, Brown. I mean, 3 and 4, it's not pretty out there. I mean, you can get super loose at this pay-per-click track. So, man, and we've seen that quite a bit tonight. It's nothing on him. It was just kind of how these cars run.
So finally, here comes Greg Klein down to get some tires, leaving Pimper out there, the only car that has not pitted yet in this race.
No, but Alan Dixon also staying out. Same thing with Stephen McComas. And also
sure.
Travis Eccles and Mike Simone.
Yeah, I'm not sure with Pimper. He's already led a lap. I don't know why he hasn't come down with this group. Maybe he'll come around on the backside of this lap.
They're going to run him over when this thing restarts. I'm afraid, because Dixon and McComas and Eccles all have tires that are, 30 laps old? Not even. 33 laps.
Just about 33 laps. So, what's a...
Math is hard.
And bears are fast. Yes. I'm not quite sure what Pimper is thinking out there. He's from Maine. Maybe he's worried about the storm. I would have come down and got some fresh rubber there, but hey, everybody's got their strategy and all that.
That's the thing too, and it's not like Greg Klein faked not pitting. He was very dead set on going down pit road there, so he knew that especially everyone behind him too, all looked like they committed pretty early to going down. So
Pimper was too busy watching the Weather Channel out of the corner of his eye and didn't realize the pits were open.
Yeah, so I get that, but you're him. What do you do right here as we restart? As we come to the restart,
Well,
what do
it's
you
gonna be
do?
Closed, so I mean, it's going to be too late to come in and start at the end of the pack here. The cautions have been coming fast and furious. I think Pimpere's going to sit there and say, "Well, I'll just get tires the next stop." I mean, he really doesn't have any choice. So many cars on brand new tires. If he does pit next caution, he'll probably be the only one. He'll end up in the back anyway, I think.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Unfortunate for him.
I mean, it's a short track. We only have one car off the lead lap. That's poor old little red stick Mike Simone.
Yeah, but he's getting them back, caution by caution.
Yeah, he needs a few more. But
He still needs about 12 more, but yes.
he's out there. You know what? Hey,
well,
what about that? That's putting in dedication right there.
he
to be out
had
there.
he had a little over 6 minutes on that last pit stop to get his car fixed, him. So he's going to get out there and at least continue to participate in this until we get another car that may get a DNF. He can pass him and take a point.
Yeah, they're coming down now, Brown. Let's do it.
Let's do it as Mr. Pimpere will lead us off towards this green flag, and away we go. Lance getting a little loose. Michael Pimpere getting a little loose, but they're able to hang on to it as they just so happen to kind of get loose, going in different directions as Greg Klein goes 3 wide, passing on that outside. You can see what those new tires do. Oh, as Pete Van Sprundle gets into the 70, as sending Greg up into the wall, and that is some big damage and big disappointment for Greg.
And I don't want to, start pointing fingers at anybody, but Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle did get in the back of Stephen McComas, who did get in the back of Greg Klein. And
A little chain reaction there.
yeah, that was nasty. And that wow.
Pimpere's in. Pimpere's finally in here. He saw the opportunity and said, "Hey, there's gonna be cars with damage. I'm going in. Maybe I can make a couple positions just on guys getting repairs here and not end up in the very last car."
Yeah, and Brown, I don't know if you want to talk about that, but that was, like you said, a chain reaction. And wow.
That it was Pete Van Sprundle just I don't know, forgetting a braking spot or wasn't expecting the people in front of him to brake so soon, but getting into the back of that 70 of Stephen McComas, who already did have some damage.
Oh, he's got no front end. I mean,
We saw those guys fighting hard in the back. Maybe we didn't see something, and Pete was maybe giving something back to McComas there. I don't know, of course. I didn't see anything.
Well, I hope so. I hope
we
there's
missed a
fight
lot
involved.
back there.
Yeah, we'll go to the haulers and talk about it. But, Greg Klein run nothing but a clean race, and unfortunately, that angry idiot just got smoked right off the track, and hopefully he can, come back and make something out of this, because he was running right there in the top.
Every time we have one of these cautions, old Red Stick Mike's saying, "Woohoo!" because he gets another lap back.
Yeah, Red Stick Mike.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope his son is watching, too. There's a lot of
He
people
is.
out
He's
there
watching on
watching.
YouTube.
And Tabor, I hope he's watching, and his grandmother, and everybody else, all them Nautic people, We have a lot of, fans, who I like to call them, of this league, and, basically of us. So, I'd like to hear from everybody out there.
The only fan I have is the one that's blowing on me right now because it's hot.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that. I'm obviously joking.
Yeah.
Us three have 0 fans, but what about Sneaky Pete? His car, Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle, from New York. He's driving like he's from New York, too. I mean, I've never been there, but I hear it's really aggressive when you get in the subway system.
Well, they don't drive the subways. I mean,
Well, I'm just saying that the lifestyle up there is very aggressive.
it's tough.
You kind of know what I mean. Yeah, they're tough.
people.
I don't know. Ohio versus New York, who do you take? Alan Brown, you're a bookie. Go.
I pick Alaska.
No comment.
Okay, so I got you. Stay neutral, like Switzerland.
Yeah, Pete and his family got to be watching the Weather Channel too. As they live out on Long Island, and last few predictions I saw about this hurricane said, Long Island looks like it might be in the crosshairs of this deal. Looks like the pace car's off here.
Pace car coming down pit road. Someone who has not left pit road yet would be Justin Barkley. He's been out there for a while. Looks like he's just coming out now, just in time for this thing to go back to green flag racing. With Alan Dixon up on that inside. Stephen McComas getting a big-time jump on that outside. Looking like a modified out there. So you know that engine's running pretty cool. Lance Hill sliding up into third. He's now going to go down on the inside of Stephen McComas. Down through the grass.
Oh, man. That's an aggressive move that...
that
people out here taking notes.
Oh, Derek Schimmel giving a little love tap to
McComas.
All right, let's do it. This is fighting season.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
Steve McComas gets shuffled way back to the back here. Man alive. Yeah, you're talking about cars looking like modifieds. Hey, that's okay here. As long as they don't have any kind of suspension damage or anything that's going to cause them to dog walk around the track or something. They're going to be okay. Aero is not important here at all. So,
but now you got Lance Hill. He's back up towards that front. He's chasing down Alan Dixon. You got Pete Van Sprundle sitting pretty okay there in third, with Justin Malarkey finding his way up into fourth finally.
Yeah, it looks like Lance looking on the outside a little bit. Couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, Lance. Yeah, I'm sorry, English. Lance just needs to be patient because he's going to be faster in the end. We've watched him a bunch, and he'll be all right, you know. But Van Sprundle kind of punched his way to the front, you know. You think he's going to get paid back for all that kind of extracurricular activities that happened?
Well, Pete's going to catch him here in a second if the 6 and the 31 keep going side by side here. He has closed the gap quite a bit with Malarkey and John Neidick right behind him. So they're stacking back up here in the front 4 or 5 cars. Yes, and Pete goes low on Lance Hill.
Hey, he's going to go and stay there. Down into turns 1 and 2, too wide. Giving each other a little bit.
Looking in the rearview mirror.
If you're 31 or Alan Dixon, you want these guys to fight it out.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Ooh, look at it. It's real tight here.
The 6 sending it in very deep there. His tires aren't going to like him later for that, but that closed the gap up really, really quick as Van Sprundle right back up, almost getting into that quarter panel of Lance.
I'm not... Oh,
Caution's
what happened?
Caution's out. I think it's Red Stick Mike.
Yeah, Mike's around.
We'll see what happened here. Oh, it looks like he might have gotten a little too hard on the brakes and...
Yeah, sent a little bit too hot
Little
there in 1 and 2 and overcorrected, it looks like, on exit.
Little too hard on the brakes due to a little bit of speed, trying to push it.
A little lock up, maybe.
So if you're Alan Dixon, 31 Coca-Cola, I think it's a Coke Zero car. Not quite sure. But what is your thought process here? I mean, these guys are fighting behind you.
He's the only guy right now on his tire strategy, so maybe he'll look at his rearview mirror here as they come around and see what the guys behind him are planning on doing. And he's in. He's coming in. No, he's not. I'm sorry. He touched that scoring loop line, and it flickered for a second. I wasn't focused on his car. My bad, guys. Technology.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're not. Technology isn't as good as your little bitty eyes.
Hey, look with your little eyes, you.
you just got to.
But I mean, at the same time, if you are Alan Dixon, you've run a pretty good race. It's been pretty clean. He hasn't been involved in like too many big issues. Yeah, he was slightly involved, but that's because he had nowhere to go there at the start. I mean, the track was blocked right in front of him. But otherwise, you've got a pretty good race going for you. And you see all this fighting and banging going on behind you. You're like, just don't, not me, please, just not me.
And the 31's doing a pretty damn good job of holding off these fast cars behind him. These cars behind him got a lot newer tires, so as we talked about, he's got the oldest tires on the track right now, but it doesn't look like you couldn't tell it by looking.
Yeah, and right here is where I think he's, unfortunately for him, he may get a little bit of problem here. I mean, you have Lance Hill. He's sitting there with COVID in this rig in P2, and we've seen what he can do in this league. So I think this is going to be a real interesting restart.
Eric Fiorello on YouTube talking about the aggression out here. He said it's a little bit aggressive with 120 laps to go, don't you think?
Yeah, man. And we want to hear from y'all. I know everybody has a fan club. I know we heard about Lance's fan club. Let's hear from what you guys think out there. You know, I know what I think. I think this is a difficult track to run, and we're going to see quite a bit of fireworks to go, because I don't know what yellow we're on, but it seems like
7 maybe.
Yeah, 8, 10. I don't know, but hey, they're doing the best they can. These guys are normally clean drivers. This is a rough track. Yeah, that's kind of what happens at a short track like this when you put these big-time racers on a short track.
As the pace car peeling off once again, Alan Dixon getting ready to take this green flag. Now, we've seen on these restarts that outside line, if they can time it right, they get a fantastic run as the green flag waves, and away we go. Oh, Alan Dixon getting the tires breaking loose. He's able to hang on to it, driving in a straight line, and looks like Lance doing a little bit of a crossover, looking to the inside of Alan Dixon now himself, and I don't think Alan Dixon's got any choice but to kind of let him go as the 73 and Pete Van Sprundle kind of get together a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's all tires right there, to be honest with you. Dixon gambled, and you know he's on his own strategy. I don't want to say he's doing something wrong, because this is a long race, marathon, not a sprint.
That's right.
But you know, just hang in there, do what you can, and get to your next strategy point.
The 92 of Klein looked like he had some issue there negotiating those last 2 turns, 3 and 4. Doing okay now, though, as he's recovered.
I saw the 98 and the 10, the 98 of Isaac Degner and the 10 of Matt Forns. And it looks like Isaac Degner's starting to have a little bit of a issue maybe with the car. Or he's just trying to shuffle his way back, because he's let a few cars go by him now.
Yeah, and he's playing it pretty conservative this race, I think. Not taking any huge gambles or anything. Check out the 10 of Matt Forns. He's putting himself back in this race.
Oh, he got turned.
Once around. Oh, no, he saved it. My goodness.
Well, Sneaky Pete, somebody's going to have to answer for that.
Oh, and Malarkey. He's into Malarkey. Malarkey returns the favor, and into the turn they go, bringing out the caution.
And that was nothing to do with Malarkey right there and Dixon. That had to do with Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle. He kind of turned Dixon. They got loose, and things happened. And now this is what I'm talking about. Let's see something happen, because I don't know. That was wild.
Yeah, we'll kind of go back to see what that original incident was, as well. As you can see, Sneaky Pete just getting to that bumper, making Alan Dixon a little loose, but then why Alan and Malarkey kind of went door banging down the backstretch.
I think he was just trying to grab a hold of the damn thing, to be honest with you. And
it was a little secondary thing. Yeah,
I'm impartial, but I do believe that was caused by the number 80, and I can't wait to see how this thing turns out.
No, it's Lance Hill's starting to come down pit road here, when looks like he's going to have a crew following him down.
Looked like maybe the 31 didn't know the 73 was out there and just came up into the side of him, and that's when they started kind of door banging each other. And that's unfortunate that these guys took on a lot of damage because of that.
Yeah, so Matt Forns, as well as Michael Pimpere, Stephen McComas, and Michael Buckley all staying out.
Pimpere, he did get tires here 30 laps ago, so let's see if he'll try to get another 80 out of them.
So we kind of see who's going to win the race off of pit road, and it is definitely going to be Lance Hill, followed by Pete Van Sprundle, John Neidick, and then Derek Schimmel.
Yeah, Matt Thorne's inheriting the lead here. Going to try to stay out front for a little while. Had an unfortunate spin early in the race, but worked his way back up. So good on that 10 for staying with it.
Man, I'm sitting here in the beat laboratory, and unbelievable what just happened.
Man, you're going to need a riot shield at the end of this one to kind of protect yourself from all the haymakers being thrown.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, so I'm not worried about it. I'll sit down here in pit road and watch these guys battle it out. I know how to kind of be an observer, like a bystander. Let them wear themselves out, and I'll jump in and split them up.
So mandatory equipment if you're going to be a pit reporter at a short track is like a telescopic baton, just in case.
Yeah, and a beer helmet. That's all you need.
Yeah, and
a shield.
Helmet.
But hey, we're midway through the. I guess we're probably 3/4 the way through this season. I think next week we have a road race. We'll talk about that later as the pace car comes off, Brown.
Yeah, pace car
We're over
coming
halfway here.
Pace car coming down. So Michael Pimpere is going to lead us off with. Matt Forns will lead us off with Pimpere on that outside, and the green flag's waving, and away we go. Too wide, and man, these guys are having a little difficulty getting that power down. Looks like Pimpere was able to do it the best out of those two, so he's going to be leading us. Then you kind of see Michael Buckley getting around without a problem, and then Pete Van Sprundle going up the inside of Michael Buckley. And Steve McComas just kind of holding quite a bit of line of traffic up there as he and Derek Schimmel are too wide.
Yeah, he had cold tire. I don't think he realized how them cold tires were going to affect him on that restart, and it looks like he had a lot of trouble getting up to speed there.
Oh, as Isaac Degner just bouncing ping pong along that wall on the straightaway. So, these guys are starting to kind of feel it as we're over halfway.
You think the number 6 is looking at the back end of the number 80 right now?
Like a Christmas ham.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Salivating.
Yeah. There's a couple cars up in front of him that...
Derek going very, very deep. I think the 70 might have missed his mark and kind of caused a whole bunch of people behind him to miss the mark. So now we got a little bit of a space behind him, but you got Anthony Fry and John Neidick. Oh, as Isaac Degner's around.
Oh, man. Nobody else hit him, though. That's good. I was hoping those cars that were running behind him would recognize what was going on there.
And we saw
like Schimmel tapped him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that tonight. I mean, this is not a track for the faint of heart. I mean, it's easy. It's not easy to drive, and I don't know. I mean,
Schimmel was up high, and maybe
I think
Degner turned up there.
That's what it looks like. I think maybe a little spotter miscommunication there.
That wouldn't be the first time we saw that tonight. Like we said, the spotters are good in iRacing, but sometimes they're a split second too late.
So for this caution, we're going to take a quick break for some station identification, and we'll be right back getting ready to take that green flag.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, 2 series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. RKM 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports.
right, welcome back, everybody, as we're still kind of here under pacing. Mr. English, I know you watch that social media stuff. What are we looking like over there?
Yeah, looking at the comments on YouTube, Eric's been pretty active on there tonight. He said track position seems to be key here. Also, he says, I fully expect people to be throwing some hands in the pits tonight. Yeah, there's going to be some hand catching and throwing. Puny Hunk on YouTube also saying this race is awesome. And thanks for the compliment on the broadcast as well. We appreciate the feedback, good or bad. We appreciate all the feedback you guys give us.
As the pace car lights are off, we're going to take this thing back to the green flag. Michael Pepper is going to be that leader on the inside. He was able to get a pretty good start there the last time. Let's see if he can do it again without spinning those tires. Again, that's been kind of the cautionary tale on these restarts, is not spinning those tires as you put that hammer down.
Couldn't go.
Oh, as relatively clean start, not too bad. Pepper was able to go pretty well, but also Pete Van Sprundle, he was able to get down to the inside of Forens pretty easily, as so he's now gonna be sneaking his way up into second, as we got a whole slew of cars back here fighting it too wide.
Tony Fry down here on the inside of Michael Buckley, and John Neidick in the back of Buckley.
Oh, so little three wide action going on,
man.
And they finally get it all sorted out.
Yeah, I don't know if Buckley was in the wrong gear or spun him or what, but oh man, I'm betting he wish he could have that restart over again. And Degner, it gets sent way up wall there. Who was that?
Derek Schimmel.
Schimmel. Him and Schimmel getting into it.
Is there fighting?
Man, I tell you what, the Discord's going to be interesting after this one. The chat. Gonna have a little bit of chatting going on in the Discord tonight.
Yeah.
Might pop me some popcorn and sit and watch it.
I just might, as Matt Forens has crawled his way back up a little bit to that bumper of Pete Van Sprundle. We'll see if he's got any answer for.
What do you do for him? Do you turn him?
I don't know. I don't know if Forens and Van Sprundle have any beef. I know Pepper and Van Sprundle have a little previous history, so we'll just have to see. As
Dang.
Matt Forens,
the 6 and the 70 going at it, and the 70 getting the short end of it there as he's sent up into the wall.
Looking at the mac and cheese car in number 22, he's worked his way up to 5th position as Lance Hill tries to come inside of him.
Oh, Degner went sideways there. I don't know if he had help or not, but the 92 Klein got caught up in it.
Yeah, we're still green flag racing though.
Wow.
So maybe Greg Klein offering a little bit of a helping hand to maybe straighten him out.
Yeah, Greg Klein's probably not happy. He was running really fast, man. He had a great car, and he just kind of got.
Is that Schimmel?
Kind of got run off the road, no fault to his own.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, so Michael Pepper, your leader right now. The top three have a little bit of space going for him right now, but kind of back behind them, you got Justin Barkley, Anthony Fry, and Lance Hill all kind of grouped up.
That's the battle to watch right there. They're kind of bumping and banging, and looks like Justin Barkley, mac and cheese, man. He gave the old 64 of Anthony Fry a little love tap there. As short and long runs play in, and look at Lance Hill come up and give him a little bump. So they're battling back here in the top 5.
Jenny Hunk on YouTube saying, imagine if the whole Xfinity field was here, but we're going to get to see that in September, I believe.
As Anthony Fry moving up the inside of Matt Forens. Matt Forens having a little bit of an issue, and it cost him some time, and he fell back to this little second group there. So Anthony Fry having a really good run on this last half of the race. moving up into third.
Hey, Adam.
As the
Ewens.
22 gets absolutely demolished in that back end by the 6.
Yeah, driving
Alan-
like they stole it. Go ahead, English.
Alan Ewens on YouTube had a prediction about this after the race. He says he doesn't think that the 96 and the 98 are going to be building bunk beds together anytime soon.
I love it, dude. So they're not going to play, karate in the garage or anything.
No, there's too much. There's not enough room for activities right now on this small track. I think is the problem.
Good.
And Matt Forens has had enough of all that action. He is graciously bowing out. I don't think he wants to damage up that Rainier car anymore.
He probably ordered some Grubhub with some chicken, so he may have to step back for a little bit. But yeah, these guys are racing, man, and I'm missing some of the guys, some of the other Nidek boy, Joe Nidek, and Tabor Mowry. I think
And Manny.
And I think Corey Wakefield. I think we're missing a few guys here. So hey, they're making a race out of it. That's all.
As we move up for a battle for third here with Lance Hill and Anthony Fry. Lance Hill getting a pretty clean pass done there. I think Anthony might have had his eye on that mirror just a little too much and went a little too far into that corner. So that will give Lance third place. And John Nidek now moving up past Mr. Fry.
Yeah, 98 smoking, spraying for mosquitoes down there as he comes down on the pit road with some engine damage, I believe.
Yeah, we saw him into the wall a few times, so that also just might be the culmination of what was a beaten and banging race.
Your leader, Mike Pimpere's up 9 spots, but right now the Hard Charger Award belongs to John Nidek Jr. in that 8 car as he's fought his way up to 4th.
Yeah, so your Mike Pimpere, your last pit was on lap 79. Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle and Lance Hill both pitted on lap 103, so he may get rolled here in a second. And he's sticking to his plan, and hopefully it works for him. But watch out for those older tires on Mike Pimpere.
I think that's why you're seeing the 10 kind of slip back a little bit here and not be quite as competitive because he's on the same old tire, actually older tires than Pimpere. So
that's the 73 of Malarkey trying to maybe do something on the outside, but just absolutely nothing there.
Yeah, they settled in. They got a nice run going here, so. Man, this is one of those ones that I always talk about it, with Miss Annabelle Peaches is like, this is a marathon, a lot of laps. It's not a sprint. Settle in. Let's finish this thing off.
And now you got Lance Hill kind of up towards that bumper of Van Sprundle. And we've already seen it enough so far, and these guys not being afraid to use every inch of whatever body panels they have left. So we'll see what kind of racing action we get going on here.
a lot of missing body panels, as you mentioned, and there's very few cars out here that are perfectly straight, but see one every now and then go by the camera.
Even the leader, Mike Pimpere, in the loud, proud American car has got some dents and dings in it. But I want to talk about that. I love that. I love that car. I love that paint scheme. I love America. And he's making it happen right now as he's looking at those guys behind him.
He's been able to actually extend his lead just a little bit. It's now about 1 second, so he's doing a pretty good job on those older tires. As we'd like to do another quick shout out to our friends at RKM Setup Shop for your short track racing needs, especially with the modified series. these are the guys you want to go and check out. That is RKM Setup Shop.
Yeah, we run fixed setups here in MDOT, but a lot of your other competitive racing, if you're going to go do officials or you're going to go do some hosted racing on these short tracks, and it's open setup, you better have a good setup. And RKM, Ryan Coons over there at Ryan Coons Motorsports, the RKM and RKM setup shop, they'll hook you up. Go ahead and check them out. They got a Facebook page. Tell them MDOT sent you.
Yeah, look at 11 and 12. Angry Idiots. Happy birthday, Derek Carr. That's a beautiful car. I don't know who painted it. I think it's Red Stick Mike Simone.
Yeah,
oh,
Mike
as
Simone.
I see, Travis Eccles got in the wall there. I'm sorry. But Greg Klein in the Matt Eats car, his front end is toast.
Another car whose front end is toast. That's a 31 of Alan Dixon. He was one of those ones up at the front as Mike Simone, I think, having another issue, bringing out a yellow flag.
We said his name and something happened to him.
Yeah, I think I'm like his kryptonite, I guess.
You got a voodoo doll or something?
Well, for him, I do have a voodoo doll, and sorry about that, Red Stick Mike, and you'll make it. You'll be all right.
Looks like he was catching up on some slower traffic and wasn't able to run his normal line, so he tried running that outside and got on that throttle a little too hard, and around she went. As I think we got some takers coming down pit road.
Yeah, quite a few. Puny Hunk on YouTube saying, yeah, this makes me really afraid for the 140 laps in September with 40 people on the track.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's going to be eventful.
That's the fun stuff.
Yeah,
man.
don't be afraid.
That's where you get the fights and whatnot. Michael Buckley's got a clean-looking car sitting P13. I don't know if he got it banged out or what, but his car looks good.
And Stephen McComas, the only car to stay out there. We've seen him involved in some incidents earlier, so he's going to be your leader for this restart. But we're going to have a big-time race coming off of pit road here, and it looks like it's going to be Pete Van Sprundle, followed by Lamps Hill, and then John Neidick, and then Michael Pimpere. So Michael Pimpere losing a lot of spots on that pit stop.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how we finish these last 50 laps here. So, man,
we're coming up
wild
into
stuff.
coming into that home stretch, and if you thought this action was already exciting, man, I just hate to see what's coming up next.
Yeah, and you talk about John Neidick in the number 8 car and Pete Van Sprundle. They're on the same team, so they may have a strategy there. Neidick Racing, so as along with Anthony Fry in the 64 Viagra car, so they may have something up their sleeve.
It's like Mike Simone going to the end of the longest line here, letting everybody around. Yeah, the 70 up here, Stephen McComas, we talked about him quite a bit tonight. As it seems like every time something goes wrong, he's somehow involved in it. You know, whether he's been a part of it happening or not, trouble seems to find him here tonight. The only car on his tire strategy right now in that first position, but we've seen a lot of guys restart well, even with older tires.
Yeah. P1, Stephen McComas, no front end. Is he getting that extra point? Is he trying to make that point up so, kind of for the
Might be.
playoffs?
You know what, man? At this point, if you've got an engine and 4 wheels and you still run, I think you still got a chance of actually winning this thing. Excuse me.
Stacking back up here, we
as we're,
got 2 more corners here.
Stacking back up, pit road pace car coming down pit road. Pete Van Sprundle going a little wide on this restart.
Way up there, isn't he?
He's going way up there. Might need a check back up, and
70 left him.
70 left him because he had to check up. Just a little misplacement
you're right.
of the car. So Lance Hill is going to get the benefit, but now they're three
for the
wide.
lead.
3 wide for the lead around the 70, and it looks like Pete Van
That's old
Sprendel.
Tuckers.
Pete Van Sprendel on that outside is able to get it done. Oh, the 6 of Lance Hill getting a little loose with some contact, but they're still racing around.
Pete Van Sprendel's got all the luck tonight, man.
He's taking no prisoners either.
Oh, he don't give two things. I don't want to talk about that, but he doesn't really care about what's happening. He's just kind of rolling it and saying, "Screw y'all, I'm going to the front."
Now you got Michael Pimpere moving up through the inside of Stephen McComas. So I think Stephen McComas. Oh, is there 3 wide? And
Wow. Watch it, Macaroni Man.
I think McComas might have made a little calculation error there and should have pitted, as he's getting absolutely left in the dust by all these cars.
He did get his bonus point for leading the lap, though, so that may have been all he was after. As more cars are going around. The 92 of Klein, the 73 of Malarkey.
Yeah, right now the Howard Charger is John Nidek Jr. in the 8 car. He's just kind of doing his thing. He's battling. He's not, kicking somebody in a casket or anything like that. He's like his cousin, but he's hanging in there, and I think we're gonna see him at the end of the race for sure.
As the gap between Pete and Lance has closed up. Lance on that back bumper of Van Sprendel. Let's see how he decides whether or not he's going to get around or not.
Oh, he's going to get around one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm not. Hey, number 6 of Lance Hill. I don't care if he's got COVID, the flu, whatever. He's going to be in front, and we were missing Manny Valdez as well. Those guys are usually fighting it out in the front, but we got sneaky Pete Van Sprendel from New York up here battling it out with Lance right now.
Such frustration for the 31 of Dixon tonight. We just saw him in the 64 trading a little bit of paint there as the 64 went around, but he's been involved in a lot of this junk here tonight and got a lot of damage on his car, and just a frustrating night for the 31. And I know he's been, we saw him the first half of this race just battling up front. Every restart he was up there, and man, just it caught up with all the aggression on
side
the
by side for the lead, and Lance was able to take that position away. But Van Sprendel, man, he's not going to let it go without too much of a fight, so expect him to come back up onto that bumper if Pete Van Sprendel.
Yeah,
Lance Hill.
Pete got a little bit of loose going into 4, like we've seen that a lot. Now, looks like Lance is going to drive away with this thing. I'll just be honest with you, unless there's a caution. You can just book it on him. I know you're a bookie, so I think he'll take this thing, no problem.
Decent green flag run right here right now. What are we up to? About 20, almost 20 laps or so under green. That's pretty good for this race.
Yeah, that it is, as we are under 38 laps left to go here.
I don't think it's over yet, though.
No,
Yet.
it's not, but if it was to go green, yeah, Lance Hill's got this. I mean, even though he's got the COVID, that kid's running like, he stole this thing. So
And he's put a pretty big gap between himself and Van Sprendel. That's also going to give John Nidek a chance to move up another couple spots. Same thing with Michael Pimpere, who had that poor pit stop and lose some positions. Look for him to make some moves here late, whether it be for a second or a third.
it's all about the points now. Pimpere has had a heck of a race, just hanging in there, kind of like John Nidek Jr. Hey,
Barkley in 5th, man. How about
Yeah.
Barkley moving up?
well, he had his mac and cheese early, so
Yeah, that's true.
he's probably full right now. He's good.
He carb loaded. He carb loaded right before the race. That helped him, I'm sure.
As you need to. Lance is just putting it on him right now.
Malarkey fighting Dixon over this 8th spot,
Um,
and he takes it.
both these cars looking very similar in the shape or lack thereof.
Yeah, they're not winning any car shows or beauty contests after this one, but this is short track racing. This is what it's all about.
As John getting right up to that bumper of Pete Van Sprundle.
You guys, y'all watching at home and on the on our 3 streaming platforms, if you have a small business or something that you want to get a little airtime for, just like RKM Setup Shops did here tonight, go ahead and contact Tabor Mowry via our Facebook page, or that's probably the best place to reach them. Let them know you want to sponsor a race, and we'll get your logo and your name out there and talk about your business. This is kind of the direction things are going with these online racing platforms and sponsorships. So, the 64's around on the front stretch. Caution's out.
Anthony Fry in the Viagra car, man. I don't know what happened there. I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Looked like another case of just a little too much go-go pedal. And he caught on pretty early what was going on, so he was able to check it up before getting too hard into the wall. But that will bring out another caution here.
You don't want the Viagra car getting too hard into the wall.
No,
it's just going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Man.
Lance Hill coming down pit road.
Wow.
With John Neidick staying out, as well as Van Sprundle. And I think it's about a 50-50 here. About half the cars coming in, half the cars are staying out.
Yeah, that's all about points, but this thing's a paperclip, right? We talked about how it's shaped like a paperclip, and I don't think that 4th turn has done anybody any favors tonight.
Is that just a case of getting too quick to the gas, or
just a little bit? I think either that or not quite as smooth as one might like. As this is kind of one of those weird tracks here in NASCAR where you need a smooth brake foot and a smooth throttle foot.
Yeah, not your typical half mile. This thing is super flat in the corners. Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was just going to say, do you think, this is simulation, not a game. I say that all the time, obviously, but does equipment in your rig, your personal rig, what you're doing, do you think it plays into it at all? If somebody doesn't have better equipment, do you think they can't feel that turn, or does any of that play into some of this racing?
Maybe a little. When I started racing in a rig, I'm sitting in it right now, as a matter of fact, the comfort level really helped me. I wasn't trying to adjust myself as much. The more comfortable you are in your rig, and especially if guys that run in VR and stuff know what I'm talking about, the more you can immerse yourself and make it feel real, the better I did at it, honestly. But we've seen Dale Earnhardt Jr. on TV showing what he did in iRacing for years, and he had a desktop clamped Logitech wheel. I think who is it? I think Timmy Hill does the same thing.
Yeah,
and they're great at it. So it depends on who you are, I guess.
It's technology, man, and it's kind of the feel of it. You get the feel of it. You do a lot of it, and you get better. But I want to shout out to iRacing themselves. Great platform. I mean, if you're just watching on YouTube just to watch, and you've never been involved in something like this, it's amazing. You get involved with these teams, these leagues, and it's just so much fun. And John Neidick, Pete Van Sprundle, and Michael Pimpera. We got a little history here between these guys, and hopefully we'll see some fireworks here, Brown, as a pace car comes off.
John Neidick, I believe this is the first time he's going to be leading this race.
Sure.
He's going to have Pete Van Sprundle on that outside. Pete looking like he's hanging back a little bit, maybe learning from his earlier mistake. Oh, as Justin Barkley spinning the tires as they get under green. And
the 31 just got turned by, was that Derek Schimmel?
I hope the birthday boy wasn't involved in anything bad.
Yeah, but we're still under green as Michael Pimpere is able to get around Pete Van Sprundle. So it's going to be John Neidick, Michael Pimpere, and Pete Van Sprundle for your top three. You got Matt Forns and then Lance Hill. A little bit of a gap between them there. As Justin Malarkey kind of moves up in front of Derek Schimmel.
Well, these top four are on a different tire strategy than number 5, Lance Hill. So,
Alan Kewen saying that last yellow won't be the last one. And Isaac Degner saying, let's go, Mike. A little shout out there to Mike Pimpere.
all right, let's do it.
Isaac Degner looks like calling it a night as his engine went kablooey. But right now you got John Neidick with Mike Pimpere on his bumper. You got Lance Hill creeping up to Pete Van Sprundle. We'll see if these two go at it once again. Lance moving up that inside, and he's going to get the run pretty well there. Oh, he's going to get a big run on Pimpere as well. Look towards his inside.
Yeah, he's got better tires, so watch for the number 6 car. You're going to Ryan Newman this whole thing.
22 pushed way up, almost hit the wall and let the 64 around here. 22 of Barkley on some, looked like he drove through some grease or something. With just his front tires, apparently.
Yeah, I've been involved in an accident that had a truckload of pig parts go over the freeway, so I kind of know what that is.
I drove through cow guts after a truck driver hit a cow in the road.
We got a little bump there with Pimpere hitting the number 8 of Neidick.
Yeah, and that's... Oh, and Pimpere gets loose and loses it! And everybody's trying to get around him, and they do.
Oh, man, everybody's safe there. Oh, wow.
Oh, as Alan Dixon
almost got him. Man, that's too bad for Mike Pimpere and a man. He's just racing hard up front. That's no fireworks, guys. That's just hard racing.
But also, don't look now. He was in the back of that race just about the entire thing, and that's Justin Malarkey. He's found his way up into third, so he might have been saving a little bit here and just waiting for this final stretch before he finally made his move.
Ball and God 343, our broadcast partner on M.TV, says on YouTube, let's go 73. He's pulling for Malarkey out there tonight in that 73 car.
He's got no front end, but he's sitting there in P3 right now.
You don't need one.
Yeah, I mean...
He's sticking with Lance up there. So
I'm going to tell you, though, I know those guys are always up front, him and Lance, but to see sneaky Pete Van Sprundle and John Neidick up here, I'm excited. I hope these guys battle it out. And
they're not boring to watch, I'll tell you that.
No, man, this is cool. I mean, we've had a lot of cautions. Let's be honest. This is a tough track. You can't just sit back and make laps here.
Yeah, this will be our 13th caution.
Yeah,
kind of what we thought would happen, though, you know.
Let's get another one in, just because I don't like the 13 number.
Big 14, is that kind of?
Yeah, I'm
kind of what you're looking for.
Big 14 is my favorite, actually. Kind of my moniker, my nickname is Big 14. So
we won't get into why.
Well, it was an interesting story. That's like almost a podcast, actually.
Yeah, that might take a while to explain. 15 laps to go or so here? 15 at the line right here, I think.
Yeah, we are 15 to go right now, so I believe we're going to be 13 to go when this thing goes green. So 13th caution going live at the 13th lap. We'll have to see how this thing shakes out. Do we even have a car number 13? I don't think we have a car number 13. Otherwise, that would work a little. That would work a little too perfectly for something.
And let's just give a shout out to Midwest Days of Thunder and what they do for broadcasting. They have platforms to broadcast on. You're looking for your league to be broadcast. There's several teams, like you mentioned, Isaac Wilson and ourselves or whatever. hey, we can do the job for you. So, Midwest Days of Thunder.tv.
All right, so as this wild ride slowly comes to an end, we're going to go back green flag racing as the pace car coming down pit road right now, and you know what it's time to do. It's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out that window. We are going back racing. John Neidick going to lead us to this green flag. Lance Hill on that outside. Let's see if he, in that newer kind of tires, get a good run. But
pretty even.
Pretty even.
Warren's making it 3 wide back here.
I don't think that's his choice.
No, but he's making it work.
Yeah, he is.
Malarkey drifting back a little bit there.
Yeah, but he was able to get.
The 80 were fighting.
Yeah, he was able to get around Van Sprundle, and right now we got Van Sprundle and Schimmel going at it too right now, 2 wide.
Look at those paint schemes. Amazing.
Schimmel has not put up with much stuff tonight, so I think I'd steer clear of him right now.
Yeah, it's his birthday weekend, man. You got to let him rip.
Yeah, you gotta let him go. Lance Hill put a little pressure on Neidick up here for this first position.
Putting a little pressure
in his bumper a little bit.
Now you got Malarkey creeping his way back up to Lance's bumper. Oh, as we got Van Sprundle around, he managed to kind of save it, but
No! Schimmel's in the wall. He just got hit by like Eccles. Oh, Derek's woes continue.
As you can see in front of him, Van Sprundle getting a little bit turned around by Matt Forns there, and Schimmel kind of just nowhere to go and down into that inside wall. So we're now going to have our 14th caution.
Well, that's big 14, big 14. Go ahead. Here's the deal. John Neidick is pitted at 147. Lance Hill and Justin Malarkey, Matt Forns well below him. Lance Hill and Justin Malarkey at 171. So, John Neidick, I don't know how he's going to hold him off here, but I don't think you can't go in at this point if you're him, number 8 car.
Adam and Alan, y'all have both raced with Derek for a long time like I have. I guarantee you right now, it doesn't matter what Discord he's in, he's not saying a word right now. Yeah, he's in his quiet place.
I think he was in his quiet place about 75 laps ago. I think he's now come back out of it, and he's just like, you know what? I don't care.
You know what? Also, we talked about Greg Klein having a terrible beginning. They turned him. I think the guy in front of him actually got him turned. Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle.
It was a little pool playing action going on.
Sprundle was the one that actually started that chain.
Well, he pushed McComas into the 92, I think.
But anyway, he's sitting P6, so he's making a run out of it. So good on Greg Klein.
He's still winless on the season, is he not?
He is.
His first win. Yeah. Be nice to get that so he can guarantee himself a playoff spot tonight.
Man, Yahtzee is crazy. Have y'all ever played Yahtzee? That's a heck of a game.
Been a while. Most of the dice games I play now just cost me money down at the boat, so try not to go down there much anymore.
But also talk about winless. Your leader, John Neidick, he's winless on the season, so he's currently sitting in 7th. Without a win, but a win here would A, lock him into that championship, and B, there's quite a few people in front of him that are not here today, so he could leapfrog quite a few positions.
I guarantee you there's a lot of people watching this that would love to see that Earnhardt-themed GM Goodwrench, number 8, get a win right here, and like you say, lock himself in. Not everybody's going to have to get a win to get in to the playoffs. We've talked about this to death. There's going to be a few guys that are going to be able to just get in on points. But man, it'd be cool to see the 8 win.
As the lights on the pace car shut off, we're going to be having 4 laps to go before this thing is quite finished up. And even still, we have 2 green-white checkers remaining as well, so we could get some bonus action going on here. And I mean, I'm sure these cars probably couldn't put up with too much more bonus action, but you know, these drivers, they'll finish this thing out one way or another.
They're there if we need them, though, the green-white checkers.
They are there if we need them. John Neidick leading us off to this green flag once again. As the green flag waves, let's see if he can hold off a Lance like he did last time. It looks like he got.
We already got a car around.
Mike Pimpere hit Greg Klein. Wow.
Yeah, the 31, it looks like he got into the 21 maybe a little bit. A little aggressive pushing maybe, and hey.
Rewind and see. Yeah, the 31 getting into that 21, and that just propels into Greg Klein.
Yeah, they're just trying to get that restart. Finish at the top. That's what they're trying to do. No harm, no foul. I don't think there's fireworks involved in that one.
No, but that's going to bring us to our first green-white checkered attempt. And, you know, the way this is looking, we might need both of them to get everybody situated.
Yeah, well, I want to thank our sponsors, RKM Setup Shop. RKM Setup Shop. You want some setups, man? Hit them up. They can do it. I know this is a fixed race, but a lot of people like to race those non-fixed races. And if you need some help setting your cars up for whatever kind of race you're doing, RKM Setup Shop is a place to go. Brown, I mean, are we getting our money's worth here or what?
I think the mechanics are getting their money's worth. That is for sure. I mean, like you said, I don't think there is a single clean car in this entire field, but you know, one of the ones with the cleanest looking ones, that's going to be John Neidick, and he's sitting up there at the front.
Man, and his tires are just a little bit, you know, about 30 laps less than Lance Hill. I think Lance Hill's going to make a run. Malarkey's going to make a run. Even Matt Forns. But hey, John Neidick is up 13 spots as we said, so he's going to get the hard charger. Looks like regardless, as long as something terrible doesn't happen. So
No.
I'd like to see him win this thing, man. He's been putting in the man hours. He's been doing what he can. So I sure hope he can stay up front.
But the other thing to look at too here is, excuse me, is we're kind of in a sprint zone, right? I don't know if tires are going to matter all that much other than the immediate restart. I think it's just got to push it until you can't push no more. And I mean, we've already seen it. Whether you have fresh tires or old tires, this restart is tricky. So I think for John Neidick, it's all going to be about this restart here. As the lights on the pace car turn off, they're stacking up to go back to racing here. And
about using your space, you know. The 6 of Lance Hill's only going to have enough space, only going to have space that the 8 gives him here.
Here we go.
So here we go, down through turns 3 and 4, taking that sharp corner, and away we go with that green flag. John Neidick with an excellent restart there again, no issues whatsoever. Lance Hill driving it in super deep. Same thing with Matt Forns. Matt Forns going super wide. John Neidick not giving Lance any room whatsoever. He's gonna get around, look for the crossover, and we're gonna take the white flag. So this race is gonna end on this lap as the 8 gets it. The 8 turns him. So now he's got to just deal with Justin Malarkey.
Wow.
So Lance Hill getting the raw end of the stick there. as John Nidek goes down into 3 and 4 one more time. Justin Malarkey on his back bumper. Pete Van Sprundle securely in third as we have Reckon going across the line.
Hey, that's America. That's America. I love it. I love what I just saw. I know what I just saw. I'm not going to mention all the behind the scenes things, but wow.
That looked like a bowling alley on the front stretch.
Yeah, that was wow.
And I mean, I can't say that I am surprised.
No,
It looked like a junkyard parking lot. Oh, as the 6 comes and rear ends the 8 as he's doing his burnouts. That's gonna get a talking to post race here.
Yeah, there's fireworks now. We're deep into this season now, so whew, man, that was awesome.
So John Nidek picking up the win. Justin Malarkey found his way sneaking up through the field to finish in second. Pete Van Sprundle with a good finish himself. Even though he had the pole, he still finished in third. Tony Fry, he had a solid race today too. He finished in fourth there. Matt Foran's not too bad, fifth. Greg Klein managed to come back and get up to sixth. So, I mean, talk about fireworks, man.
Lance Hill can't be too happy about losing 12 positions on the last lap.
And his fan club's not happy either. But the fan club needs to know that he would do the same thing. I mean, let's just be honest. He would do the same thing in the last lap situation. So, hey, Lance he's going to be in the playoffs. He's fine. But Derek Schimmel, the birthday boy, the angriest guy I've ever met in my life, actually ended up number 11. He moved up 5 spots. So hey, you can't worry about that.
Woo! Nate Malarkey said on YouTube, not too happy with the 6. And Vicky Hill saying, "Where's the clean racing here?"
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
it happens. It's short track, you know.
That's how it is. I mean, we're gonna have some fights now.
Hey, look, if we had some role reversal, I mean, it would.
Yeah, it's who you are, who's your driver, who's your friend, who's your teammate. I mean,
thank God life. It's this is simulated and there's not guys sitting in real cars. Yeah,
it feels real. I think it
possibly getting hurt, because
nobody's getting hurt.
This was a cup race, there'd be some. There may be some penalties handed out after this one.
Yeah, man.
Not just to the 8, but possibly some other cars during the race. But
hey, it was a long race, tough race, lots of cautions, big 14, all the way.
Yeah,
just like another 9 leaf. Go ahead, Brown. Let's bring these guys up.
Yeah, so we're going to bring up our second place finisher here tonight, Mr. Justin Malarkey. Now, Justin, A, yes, it was a bloodbath out there, but B, you managed to sneak your way because for most of that, especially the first half of the race, you were kind of fumbling around back in, like the 10th through 13th spot, but you found yourself up towards that front at the end there.
Yeah, in the beginning, I kept taking tires on every caution, which meant I took about 400 sets of tires tonight. But I just figured if it ever went green, I wanted to have the tires since I had to keep getting all the damage fixed. I feel like I was in a ton of cautions. One I caused myself when I tried to get off someone and turn the wheel too much. But it's just I was hoping it would stay green. Last year when we raced here, I think we had like 3 cautions or something the whole race.
Yeah, definitely a different story tonight. I think we had 14 cautions and. You're still up 6 spots from where you started. We teased you a little bit about qualifying the other night, but pit. I think you have more pit stops than anybody else on the track. But hey, man, you can't fault the man for going in there and getting tires whenever he could. Good on you, man. Congrats on the second.
Thank you. Congrats to John.
Oh man, hey, heck of a race! It's like it was a total marathon. I talk about it all the time, but how tough was it just sticking out those 200 laps? because we had quite a few things happen there, and I know there were some fireworks involved, but you kind of just stuck it out. And what was your thought process during the whole race?
Yeah, I usually don't get angry or anything, but I actually did for one of the accidents. But it's just part of this type of racing. This track could be either really fun or really frustrating, and it started out frustrating, and everyone just went crazy.
Congrats, man! You had a good run, so congratulations.
Thanks for staying with the extended program.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I do have to ask you though, before we let you go, is you do realize your car probably looked a little more like a modified than a cup car at the end there, right?
I heard that it had no front bumper, so I guess at least it stayed nice and cool.
Yeah, and we're happy to see you finishing up here in that podium kind of finishing position, finishing second here, and moving on to a road course next week. Talk about some going from a short track bumper to bumper, beating and banging, to a road course, which really can't have too much of that.
Yeah, well, the one good thing is we know there won't be any cautions since there's road courses usually don't have any, even if there's a wreck. So it should be an easier broadcast. You won't have to do all the cautions.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, man, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you at the road course.
All right, so now we'll talk to our race winner. Good Lord, we have too many channels. And that race winner would be Mr. John Neidick, moving up 13 spots to take home the win here. And John, I got to be honest, man, you out of all of that, you probably had the cleanest looking car at the end.
Yeah, until my victory donut.
I saw that too.
Oh man!
Look, let me just get into it. I know I talk about it all the time, but there's some little bit of anger out there on the course. So
let me give you a little backstory.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I want to hear the story.
So last season at Martinsville, on the last restart, Lance Hill dumps me. Okay, dumps me going into turn one. No BS about it. He just ran into me, and his response was, it was a racing deal. Okay, that was in the playoffs. Luckily, I was still able to advance. Then Atlanta, at the championship race, when I'm trying to run down to 24, when I'm in second, or when I'm in third and I pass Lance, he runs me into the wall off of turn two. All right? So then fast forward to this season at Pocono. Going into turn three, he turns down on me. When I just took over second place, spins me out and damages my car. So every time that happened, his response was, it's a racing deal. So here's what I'm going to say to the 6 car tonight. Tonight was just a very little of what I can do to you. It was a racing deal. If you want it, you can get it every time. That's the way I see it. And if you don't like it, dude, I'm from Ohio. I'll drive to Tennessee.
Well,
you can guarantee that.
Oh, don't kid yourself. I know that. Hey, dude, I was so impressed, man. You hung in there. You basically kicked everybody's ass, is what you did. Just like like David Allen Coe from Ohio or Johnny Paycheck.
Hey, look,
real America
Johnny
is
Paycheck.
Right there.
Take that 6 car and shove it.
Thank you. Oh man, that's awesome. Go ahead, English.
Yeah, great finish. It was we're definitely pulling for you there for a while, because it's been a while since we've seen the 8 up there competing for a win, and I'm sure you're glad to finally get it and lock yourself into the playoffs.
I am, and I was starting to doubt myself. I was like, man, do I just don't have it anymore or what? Like, what's going on here? Because, this is not cool for me. I practice, I put in the time, do what I have to do, and I was really starting to doubt myself. And it was nice to finally get a win. Yeah, it was a short track, but we'll go on to I believe Indy next week, and I'll see if I can keep the momentum going. And if Lance Hill wants to be a Kurt Busch, I'll be a Jimmy Spencer.
Oh God almighty. I love this. This series is amazing. Thank you for all that, and thank you for winning this race. God
You know,
bless the United States
I
of
want to give
America.
a shout out.
Yeah,
My
go ahead.
my family watch every Friday religiously, and I have felt so bad for so long because my parents have supported me through my sim racing. I started out in like 2001, right, and they supported me through all of it. And my sisters watch, and I want to say thank you to them for watching every single week and supporting me. And we finally got one, guys.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
right.
Congratulations, man. It's been a long time coming. Congratulations, and hopefully cooler heads will prevail as next week we go to Indy Road. Have you rode that course much? Have you driven it very much?
I have driven that track so many times.
Awesome.
So
We're excited to see it.
I've not finished outside the top 5 in any road course race. So hopefully I'm not jinxing myself and knock on wood. But man, I'm really looking forward to it, and I really appreciate all the admins at MDOT and what they do for us, and I appreciate you guys for broadcasting. Man, this is so much fun. I can't begin to tell you how much fun this is for me, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just a good time, and man, my teammates couldn't ask for better teammates. They are awesome. They support me along the way, every step, and I'm just like, dude, I'm so excited. I'm just going to run out in the street right now.
Well, do it. Don't burn any couches up there in Ohio.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy. But hey, congrats, dude. That was awesome.
The
Yeah,
number
man.
8 of John Nidek with his Paul Kersey photograph, I think that pretty much says it all right there.
Paul Kersey, no, that is Charles Bronson.
Well, I think that picture is from Death Wish with where his character's name was Paul Kersey. I'm sorry.
Yes. And as far as the 6
Yeah.
car, I wasn't trying to wreck him. I was just trying to rattle his cage.
Yeah, you're just trying to win, dude. That's what we do here. I love it. Man, that was amazing. Finish. Congratulations, dude. That was really cool.
Thanks, fellas. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good night.
Yep, you too. Go
Yep, you
celebrate.
too.
See you guys.
All right.
Well, Adam, that didn't disappoint you, did it?
Oh, dude. What I've been
never
talking
heard
about.
you so excited about
Oh man, dude, because these guys from Ohio, man, they're amazing. I don't even have words right now. So go ahead, Brown. I'm so happy that made my day.
As we'll do your official final results here from Martinsville, and making it through all the beating and banging, that would be the 8 of John Nidek, picking up the win and the hard charger of the race, up 13 spots. Justin Malarkey, he himself had a very solid race, apart from kind of like that beginning where he lost that front clip early on. He finished in second. Pete Van Sprundle had a okay race. Looked like he was involved in some stuff, but he managed to finish there in third. I got Anthony Fry getting a 4th place finish here with the 10 of Matt Forns, who was kind of up and down a little bit during this run. He finished in 5th. Got Greg Klein coming back after a couple incidents to finish in 6th, with Justin Barkley in that 22 car finishing in 7th. Got the 21 of Michael Pempere finishing in 8th with some interesting pit strategies there coming down the stretch, with Alan Dixon finishing in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Michael Buckley.
The 96 of Derek Schimmel finishes 11th. He had a few incidents out there on the track today as well. So did the 70 of Stephen McComas. Let's face it, this last few guys got caught up in a lot of stuff as McComas finishes 12th. The 6 Lance Hill, we all saw it there on the last lap from first place to the last car to finish on the lead lap in 13th. The 27 of Mike Simone, a lot of damage. Kept having to pit, getting stuff fixed. Finished 14th, though. So Ryan watching his daddy. He tried tonight, Ryan, but just couldn't quite make it happen. 47 of Travis Eccles also was a lot of damage tonight in 15th. And the 98 of Isaac Degner will round out your finishing order here in 16th.
Well, I just want to mention this track is too tough to tame, but it was tamed tonight by the Ohio boy. John Nidek Jr. Hell of a race, man. I had a good time, and just looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, and for the racing here has since been concluded. We will see you all again on Monday as the Midwest Days of Thunder Xfinity Series. I believe they take on Chicagoland.
I think that's right.
I believe they're taking on Chicagoland, so we look forward to seeing everybody there on Monday night. And hopefully, if it's anything like that Daytona race, we're gonna have right around 40 cars, and that should be everything, including exciting. But for tonight, that will do it for us. I'm Alan Brown, and for Alan English and Adam Turner, we're signing off. We will see you later.
And thanks again to Ryan Kuhn Motorsports and RKM Setup Shop for sponsoring this race tonight. If anything, we have to thank our sponsors because this is where this iRacing is going. It's sponsor driven, and we really appreciate those guys. And they specialize in short track setups. And go visit them on Facebook. They got a good Facebook page. You can message them, ask them questions. So thanks to RKM Setup Shops tonight. And with that, we're gone.
See ya.
Tired. I just feel the pressure of a bad thing that I have in mind.